latest episode of Mandalorian just dropped, and I gotta say, Star Wars is going to some interesting places. So, how did this one start? So he's still on Tatooine when the episode opens, and he gets ambushed by these bounty hunters, and he winds up back at the canteen with that mechanic, and she says someone knows about Mandalorians, but he has to transport somebody off the planet. Turns out it's an alien character. I have no idea what species it is, but I like seeing different aliens, so I appreciate that. So a whole bunch of stuff happens. He ends up being ambushed by a pair of X-Wings that are on patrol in the New Republic sector. And they get into a dogfight. Mando doesn't want to get taken into a Republic base or whatever for interrogation, so tries to lose him, ends up on some kind of ice planet. The ship crashes, and they're stranded, and the passenger ends up wandering off, and they end up in some cave, and they end up getting chased by these creatures. They kind of look like those things from the Old Republic Sith Lords, basically spiders. So it's basically a bunch of spiders. It reminds me of Return of the King, and when Frodo's getting chased by that big ass spider. It was cool. I'm like, a little on the creepy side, but it's kind of cool. I'm like, alright, I'll take it. A little bit of adventure. It's something that Star Wars has just straight up lost over the years, ever since the mouse has taken over. Lost the sense of adventure with Star Wars. Something that's really been lost. Because there is no adventure in any of the Disney Wars films. Not one. Not one. But with this show, it gets full of twists and turns, and it just... I can't help but admire it just for that. I mean, like, Disney's always going to try and pick up the pieces with how they effed up with the classic characters, but I'm like... I commented on the forum today. I'm like, no, forget it. They had their chance with the classic characters and they fricked up, moved forward. So I watched the episode the moment it dropped around 3 a.m. So it was about 45 minutes episode. Last week was a little bit longer, I think. I think it should have been switched. I think the last one should have been shorter than this one. But, I don't know, it was kind of cool. I watched the first episode of season 2 right before I watched this one, so I'm going to do that the same thing as, I'm going to do the same thing next week. I watched it back to back. Now I know when the episodes drop around 3 a.m. So I know I'll be up and awake when it happens, so it'll be fresh in my mind. It's kind of cool. I mean, like, and there are a lot of strange creatures in Star Wars, so I can't really knock them for going above and beyond with the different species out there. First I thought it was a Wampa cave. I'm like, this is a Wampa cave? But it's not Hoth, so I don't know what planet it is. I really wish they would label these planets. Otherwise, it just seems like a bunch of random places. A little title card before you land. Goes to the planet would be nice. Something. Fallen Order does it, for crying out loud. That was a good episode. I liked it. And Dave Filoni had a little cameo appearance. He's the pilot again. Just like in episode 6 of season 1. Didn't say anything. No, not the second time it showed up. It was a nice little nod. This guy knows what he's doing. Yeah, if only he was in charge of the films, Luke Skywalker might not have been killed off like a chump. So it was a good episode. I'm kind of shocked the way it ended. I'm like, you're gonna leave it ended there? Are you serious? But they're not kidding when they say it's week to week stuff. So, hey, this time next week I should have AC Valhalla and the PS5. So it'll be literally a new era by the time next week's episode rolls around. And on top of that, it's the month of Thanksgiving, so it'll be nice to watch these back to back. So maybe Star Wars isn't in bad shape after all. Maybe it's turning around. Maybe. I'll see.